Sit up straight, sit up tall, whatever support you need to do that. Let's see, even day. You can have your favorite cross. Crossing for an even day. Rock side to side, move that buttock flush back. Imagine that literally, you know, that outer leg is pulling back towards the hip socket. Use your hands behind you to lift yourself up. I'm going to share something. A good friend of mine is in, Iyengar is offering a bunch of weekend classes. And she offered this quote. It says, become aware of what you want from your yoga, know your starting point, and educate yourself to transform yourself through your practice. So this is your practice, not mine. I want you to educate yourselves, therefore, so that you can stay safe. I can't see everything. I try to keep you safe. If I say, you know, what are you doing? You know, unmute yourself and say, I'm doing it because. Probably you won't have to do that. But the other thing I want to say about today's class is it's forward extensions and twists. So there really shouldn't be any aggression in this class today. Okay, I want you to think gentle. Yes, sometimes in yoga we stretch. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. So today I don't want you to think about doing so much, but just, you know, when you take the shape of the pose, what do you feel? Those types of thoughts should be going through your mind. Bring your hands to your heart. Look a little bit above your horizon, and then close your eyes. Let any expression drain completely from your face. Smooth, soft inhalation, and on that inhalation, lift the rib cage up without aggression. Lift the ribs up off the pelvis and let the legs absolutely descend. On the exhalation, try not to lose too much of that ascension that you garnered on the inhalation. Okay, you may join me or say your own silently as you wish. Move back your heads. So the soul within. Release your hands on your legs. And open up your eyes. Okay, so God made most of us somewhat symmetrical. At least he tried. It was life that makes us asymmetrical. I think most of you would agree with that. Our habits, our strengths, our weaknesses that come in the body with just as life happens. So in yoga, we try to find a way to make ourselves symmetrical again. And that is so, so very important in our forward extensions. So let's see here. Let's sit back, change your cross of your leg. If you can sit on less height, sit on less height, or sit on no height. Okay, and now, you know, I'm on my least favorite, so I automatically see I feel very, very crooked. So I work and I feel, how can I make, I extend this stiffer leg out in front more, and now I feel a little bit more even across my sits bones. Okay, bring your hands out in front of you, interlace your palms, and notice which thumb is on top, just so you know to change, right? And then here, with the hands right here at the heart, bend those wrists. Now pull the outer upper arm, suck it back towards the socket without letting the ribs come forward. Keep the ribs back, the abdomen soft, and now take your arms up for Urdhva Badanguliasana. Look straight ahead. Bend at the wrists. And Mike, if it's too much, you're just Urdhva Hastasana-ing. Okay, so really don't let your thumbs come apart, and aim the root of your palm, that's this part right here, where your fingers meet the palm, right? Aim the root of your palm up towards the ceiling. And now lift your rib cage up off your pelvis, and take your arms back. Arms back. Lift up, lift up. Okay, then bring the hands back in front of you, change the interlace. Are you starting to notice some asymmetry? Bend the wrists, pull the upper arms back towards you, and on an exhalation, take the arms up. Okay, now pressing, you can press into your feet, your outer ankles, and lift the rib cage up. Arms back if they go anymore. Don't let the thumbs come apart, but instead bend more at the root of your palm. Okay, and now release. Go back to your first crossing that you had at the beginning of class. Scoot over just a little bit. You'll go to your right, so you take your right arm out to the side, and it's about, I'd say 10 or 12 inches away from me. Already I'm turning the trunk towards the ceiling. Now I reach the opposite arm up. At first I'm going to allow the bottom elbow to bend, but I'm going to push that hand so the opposite buttock stays on the floor, and turn the trunk as much as possible towards the ceiling. Turn your back body towards the wall behind you and reach the arm like it's the Utthita Parva Konasana arm. The arm is not in front of the face. Arm is behind your ear. Push the floor and turn. Oh, and then inhale, come up. Sit straight and evenly. Left hand out to the side, maybe 10 or 12 inches. Begin to go over and push on that bottom hand so this buttock stays down. Reach the top arm up and go over. Turn the back body, turn the front body. If this is your stiffer side, which it is for me, how can you work on it while you're in the pose? Can you push more on the bottom hand? Can you suck this upper arm, top upper arm into the socket more and take the whole side body over? All right, and then come on. Okay, stand up in Tadasana. Take a little bit different approach to Tadasana. So just watch here for a minute, because I'm really good at doing it wrong, so I'll show you. When we tell somebody to straighten their legs, they often just hit the knees back, and they don't really take the thighs back. It looks something like that. So what I'd like you to try today is to put your palms on the back of the thigh. So I'm here on the bulk of the really hamstring muscle at the widest part of your thigh. Okay, now I'm going to have bent knees. Now to start, that bent knee Tadasana is going to become a straight knee Tadasana, but it's going to come from the front of the thigh, pushing into the hamstring, and the bone pushing into the hamstring. Bones of the femur bones. So here I am. So I push. Now I'm strongly pushing against my hands with my thighs, but I'm not letting the thigh push forward. I want the thighs to go back. That makes sense? Thighs back. So let me see you from the side. If you want assistance, can you turn from the side to the side? And with bent knees, place the hand at the largest part of, but chin up, Mike, chin up. And now slowly start to straighten your thighs. Don't worry about your knees. Don't even think about your knees. And press the hamstring into your palm. But your palm is pushing the hamstring forward. Are you getting it? Okay, now keep the weight. You can take your hands off your thighs now and just straighten the arms at your sides and bring the weight back over your heels. Weight into your heels. Firmly into your heels. Lift your rib cage up. And now take your arms out in front of you. Turn the palms all the way up to the ceiling. And now up. Urdhva Hastasana arms. Lift your ribs off your pelvis. Keep the thighs firm. Hips compact. Squeeze the hips. And lift up. And see if you can get more symmetrical from side to side. Hip to hip. Rib cage to rib cage. All those things. Shoulders. Be firm in that outer upper arm. Suck the outer upper arm into the socket. And watch, Soko, that the ribs don't come forward. Ribs back. Yeah. Okay. And now release from that. Okay, so now I'm going to just, let's see, take a strap with you. And now you're going to learn what the floor can teach you. You had some help here, pushing that thigh with your hand, but now you're going to use the floor. So I'm going to sit on the floor, put the feet at the wall, hold the edges of my sticky mat. I have my strap, little loop in my strap, whatever I need so I can hold the strap. It's just it's Supta Tadasana, strong Supta Tadasana, then it's Supta Pada 1. Well, not exactly. I forgot a couple things. So it's Supta Tadasana. Then we're going to do 3 things kind of quick. I'm kind of asking you guys to really, really observe your back body here. Okay, so in Supta Tadasana, I'm not in a hurry to straighten the legs. Let's see, can you see? I need to move my camera slightly down. There we go. So on purpose, I have the wall. I hold the edges of the sticky mat, scoot in so the sacrum is flat on the wall. Lie down. Now I hold the edges of the sticky mat, tuck and roll those shoulders under so my tops of my shoulders are getting stuck under the sticky mat and they're turning under more towards the waist. Okay. Then I slowly straighten the legs. Okay, now you have something to press into. So press the thighs into the floor. Press the hamstring towards its bone. That's how the hamstring muscle is going to stay healthy if it has its bone to attach. And now the buttock flesh, move that towards your heels. Buttock flesh, move it towards your heels. Press your heels strongly. Supta Tadasana. Yeah, good. Tadasana. The wall is your teacher today.
Can you feel your thighs completely spread? So the front of the thigh has to roll in, the inner thigh has to reach to the big toe side, and the outer thigh has to be firm, cutting it. It's like you're cutting the flesh down to the floor. Buttock flesh to heels. Front thighs to back thighs. Can't say that enough. Buttock flesh to heels. You can stay holding onto the sticky mat, so you turn your upper arms out and lift your rib cage up, up, up towards your chin. Rib cage up. Are the backs of your thighs on the floor yet? If any of you had helpers, you know, you could have that helper come and press your thighs down. But, you know, most of us are by ourselves. We have to do this on our own. The intelligence of the body must be learned with, you know, some hard work. Okay. All right, now I'm going to give you something else to work on it. You're going to do, it's Supta Dandasana, or yeah, you can roll to the side and come up. It's Supta Dandasana, or it's actually Viparita Karani. But let me show you how you'll get into it. So I come sideways to the wall and I'm staying very, very close to my wall. Okay, and then I go legs up the wall. Okay, we'll take the feet hip distance apart, and now you have something to really push the front thighs to the back thighs. And now I'm going to ask you to put your hands in 2 different places to help yourself do that. So first, at the root of the thigh, press the palms this way. So I've got the flat of my palm pressing the root of the thigh to take the buttock bones towards the floor. Here, push. Yeah, and so if you are not able to have the legs completely married to the wall and your lumbar goes flat, then you may have to scoot away from the wall a little bit. But the lumbar should stay lifted. The lumbar spine stays lifted. So if you check yourself, how you check yourself is you just reach your hands underneath the small of your back and the lumbars are up. It's the buttock that goes down, or the buttock bones that goes down. Okay, so we did this one. Okay, now go more to the middle of the thigh and push the thighs into the wall. As you push the thighs forward, to the wall, you can lengthen your trunk, lengthen your ribs towards the head side. Okay, so now Upavishta Konasana. So you're taking the legs out wide. Your toes point back towards yourself. You may have to scoot in once again. And now same thing with the hands, pressing on the thighs. So press at the root of the thigh. Gives you an idea of how important the legs are in our forward extensions. Okay, can you create some symmetry there? Don't let the feet roll out. Don't let the legs roll out. Keep them symmetrical. Inner, outer calf, inner and outer knee, inner and outer thigh, symmetrical. Okay, change your hand position to the middle of the thigh. Press. Okay, now Baddha Konasana. So you're just bending the knees out to the side, bringing the feet together. If you have sensitive ankle bones, you can put some padding between you and the floor. Sorry, the wall. Okay, now push the feet together, especially the outer heels together. Okay, sort of the same thing, though it's a little bit different. take your hands into the root of the thigh at the groin and roll them towards you. So I've got my hands here in the center and I'm rolling that skin towards myself. Don't let your heels come apart. Push your heels together. It's okay if the balls of the feet come apart. Okay, now try middle of the thigh while keeping the root of the thigh rolled out. Try middle of the thigh and roll. Now, if you have knee issues, you can always remember, please, you can have a spacer, you know, a washcloth works well. Okay, remember the sacrum is flat, but the lumbars are lifted. Yeah. So what do you learn about symmetry there? Does one leg go more easily, turns out better, one foot feels better, all that. Okay, now scoot away from the wall and have your strap. It's just Supta Pada 1, but we're going to start the same way. So just put your strap across your abdomen. Knees are bent, feet at the wall. Come down to your elbows. Scoot the buttocks forward. Come down onto your back. Tuck and roll those shoulders under. And then straighten the legs. Now, I don't know about you, but boy, a lot more of my thighs on the floor now. Front thighs to back thighs. Hamstring to its bone. Buttock flesh to the heels. Okay, now keep your mind's attention on the left thigh, staying down. Bend your right knee, and for starters, just put the back of the hand near the root of the thigh. Find the bulk of the hamstring there. If you can clasp your hands a little bit, all the better. So right here, I'm clasping and I'm pushing the thigh back into my hand. Can you see? Push. Okay, now from here, I straighten the leg. And wow, does that feel good? This is sciatica help. So the hamstring and nearby nerve endings are supported with your palms. I haven't taken my mind off the left thigh or the left foot. Pressing into the wall, left thigh pressing down. If your lumbars have sunk, make sure they don't. You may have to back off. This is backing off. But really push, so you're pushing the hamstring in, but you're pulling the hamstring in at the same time. So I'm marrying my palms and pushing the hamstring toward the bone. I hope that is understood because it's a big principle there. Okay, don't let your knees bend. All right, and then let me show you one other thing. So some of you just roll to the side if it's hard for you to clasp your hand there. So here, do you see I have a thick strap? Okay, so watch this. I can do the same thing with the thick strap. I put the thick strap across the bulk of the hamstring. Try it. Try it, Mike. Put the strap across the bulk of the hamstring. Take the leg back, away from you, Kathy Lindauer. Away from you, yeah. And now, pull the strap towards you. Not necessarily that you're bringing the leg in closer. Mike, can you wrap the strap around and hold the strap with just one hand so both sides of the strap are being held? Yeah, yeah. Okay, now what about your left leg? Press your left thigh down, down, down.
Okay, look at the symmetry of the inner and outer foot, ankle, shin bone, knee. Okay, I hope that is making sense. Okay, now you find a place, same leg, find a place where you can comfortably hold your strap. So you put it, I've got just on the heel there. So now you don't have your hand there, but can you do the same thing? Hamstring to the bone. Left thigh emphasis. Left thigh down. Okay, and now release. Scoot back into the wall. Knees are bent. Tuck the shoulders. On an exhalation, stretch your legs straight. Okay, now your mind is going to stay on your left thigh. Keep the left thigh down. Bend up your, keep the right thigh down. Bend up your left. Either you've got the strap on the hamstring, or the hands. So it's the strap is really much easier because you can really pull that strap to the bone. Now straighten the leg. It keeps the femur of the lifted leg in the socket. Do you feel that? Keeps the femur in the socket. You can hold with the other arm, Mike, whatever works. You can hold the left leg with the right strap, with the strap on the right hand. Can you put the hamstring closer to its bone? So I'm not asking you to bring the hamstring, the leg less than, more than 90. Definitely not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to keep your mind's awareness more in the right leg, pressing down. And yeah, that's good, Karen. Yeah. Okay, we probably stayed a little bit longer with the right leg because I really wanted you to get that, but hopefully you've got that. Now, can you keep that hamstring to the bone and then switch your strap to the foot? Lengthen your rib cage away from your waist towards the head side. Grow taller in your Supta Pariyusthasana. Make sure the lumbars are off the floor. Bind the muscle to its supportive bone, not the, really when we overdo, we kind of move the muscle to the outer skin, if you will. So now I'm asking you to make a connection between your hamstring muscle and the bone. And if you don't feel it, you may need to work on this on your own with the strap, with that thick strap in the belly of the hamstring muscle. This is so important. Okay, then release that leg. Come back closer into the wall. That knees are bent. Tuck and roll the shoulders and then straighten those legs. Okay, then reach your arms up over your shoulders. So this is Supta Urdhva Gulyasana. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. Now here, so I can do it wrong easily. I can move, do you see how I'm moving my upper arms away from the floor? I don't want to do that. I want to suck the upper arm bones towards the floor. Then take the arms overhead. And Mike would just be doing Urdhva Hasta. Arms overhead, straight, palms straight. So move that, the sucking of that outer upper arm bone down towards the floor. And now lengthen your ribs away from your pelvis. Press your legs down.
Marry the muscle to the bone of that thigh. All right, and now release. Take your arms back up. We just do one crossing of that Urdhva Baddha. Roll to the side and stand up. See. This is a version of chair dog. Two versions of chair dog. So watch. You may have done it, but my chair is going to be at the wall. And if I have my chair at the wall and a sticky mat underneath me, I'm going to try to walk my feet out almost to the end of the sticky mat. So it's not Ardha Uttanasana, but it's Ardha Adho Mukha Svanasana, basically with the chair. So I place the heel of the hand at the chair, and I push right now. I make the trunk kind of heavy into the chair, and I keep that heaviness, and I begin to walk back. So as you can see, my heels are almost off my sticky mat. I keep my head in line with my biceps, and I push the chair. Let's see what you look like. Mike, can you do this? Okay, you're doing all right. Okay. Okay, top of the thighs back, Sopo. Top of the thighs back. Don't let your head go lower than your biceps. Instead, yeah, keep the ears near the bicep. Now push the chair and reach up through the thoracic, through the rib cage, through the buttocks, hips back. Yeah, it looks kind of short, Bob. Can you walk back anymore? Push the chair. Take those hips back, back, hips back more, hips back. Okay, all right, now come up. Okay, now just watch. You may repeat this previous version, or you may do this version. Right here, okay, so do you remember where my feet were? They were here. So that's where they have to go. So I'm going to come forward and feel a lot of weight in my hands. Now I'm going to keep that weight in my hands. Push, okay, toes to the chair. Push, push, push. Yes, your legs have to work. Your arms have to work. Okay, so here's the key is, guys, is for you to keep the weight in your hands. You know, the weight has to stay heavy in your hands, and then you reach up through the arms. Yeah, try it. If not, you repeat the first version. Yeah, stay up high on your tippy toes. Yeah, and now hips back, push. So no way, Jose, should your arms be anywhere near your hands. All right, so here's, everybody come down. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this. So I've come forward, I push and I make myself heavy into my hands. Then I push. Then I'm up. You see, I'm not here. Push the floor. It's a super dog. Yeah, there you go. Lift the tops of your thighs up. Lift the top, the sides of your hips up. Keep the shoulders back, Marcia. Shoulders back. If your weight, if it comes, if your shoulders come forward, then all the weight comes into your hands and your shoulders, and you have to keep it in your legs. Go back, 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 back. All right, did that make sense? That's good, Kathy. Yeah. Everybody improved from the first version, so that's good. Okay, so now, if you do not do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, you can repeat that. But I'd like for you to try, and here's what I want to try to teach you today. If I'm a beginner and I'm just learning Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to show you two different versions. I'm just going to try to go up using momentum. All right, so I'm a beginner in my pose. I'm going to use pure momentum to get up. I'm just going to go there. If I'm not a beginner, remember all that weight? So I'm going to do my downward dog. I'm going to come forward, so I'm going to put weight onto my hands, suck up those outer upper arm bones, and go up. The minute I don't have weight, so watch. So here, when I don't have the weight over my wrists, wow, it is hard to get up. In other words, if I keep my weight over my wrists, I go up. Make sense? Give it a try. You may use a belt, or you may repeat the previous pose. Yeah, you're just repeating, Mike. Good. So push right before you take your legs up, Mike. Push your shoulders back. Back, back, back. Shoulders back. That's it. Now keep your hips nice and high. Maybe you start with bent knees on the chair. Yeah, you can put your feet on the, yeah. Keep your knees bent and now lift your hips. Lift your hips. Lift your hips. There you go. Nice. Okay. Yeah, your elbows are bending, Sopo. Don't let the elbows bend. So 1 or 2 attempts. Elbows in, Bob. Resist that outer elbow from going, you know, you have to almost hit it out. Yeah, okay, now push your heels, Kathy. Heels. Good. Okay, knees are bent, Doug. Now lift your hips. Hips up, hips up. Okay. So does that make sense? About the weight coming forward? Okay. So did you try it? So the minute, I'll show one more time so you have this, you know, in your image. And when I was learning Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, my teacher did not let us not do Adho Mukha Svanasana before Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. So I'm doing my Adho Mukha Svanasana. Then I come forward and my shoulders are right over my wrists. And I pull up the abdomen and up I go. Okay, if you're down, you're down. You're done, you're done. Okay, so now, stand in Tadasana with the feet pelvic width apart. So here's my pelvic bones, here's my hips. My pelvis is narrower than my outer hips. So know thyself, know where you are, and just stand with your feet pelvic width apart. Okay, now remember that hitting back of the thighs more than the knees. So you can put your hands here, you can bend and press the thighs back, bend forward, walk your hands out in front of you. And I'm fine with just like this fingertip version, or you can have blocks. But now here, watch. It's almost as if I want you to topple over, but I don't want you to topple over. So watch. Go forward. And so I'm putting a lot of weight so that I can really stand up this verticality, shin bone, ankle bone, hip. So I've come forward. Okay, now I keep that verticality. Don't let the legs move. Walk the hands back. Walk the hands back. And now the pelvis is rolling forward. Allow your pelvis to roll forward. Bring your hands closer to your feet and head down. Pull the back of your armpits towards the floor. Back of the armpits to the floor. Yes, you have to keep pulling up the thighs, then lift the kneecaps. Okay, so almost like you're going to topple over. Yeah, almost like you're going to topple over. Now press your thighs back. Thighs back. Stand up on your, bring more weight now towards your heels as you walk your hands back. And let the pelvis roll forward. And the back of your armpit goes closer to the floor. Yeah, so, but you don't, you're making it harder on yourself, but that's fine because your feet are together. You might feel more comfortable like that, but in this one, I really want the feet somewhat apart. You're coming forward like this. Now the weight is mostly on my toes. My heels are almost light, right? And then I push the floor to bring weight back to my heels. Walk my hands back. Back of the armpit towards the floor. This is the back of the armpit going away from the floor. This is towards the floor. How's Kathy doing? Kathy, can you turn a little bit more so that I can see a complete side view? Kathy Lindau, keep turning a little bit more. Other way, other way. Yes, right there is good. Okay. Okay, so let me show something here. Everybody just rest or have a watch. So to take Padangushtasana, we're going to bend our knees a lot. Some of you are not going to straighten your knees because you're not ready yet. That hamstring muscle hasn't been brought to the bone yet enough. So I'm going to do everything that I've told you to do before. Topple over, come back, grab the big toes, bend the knees quite a lot, lengthen the trunk forward, then so some of you are not going to straighten the legs because when you straighten the legs, that happens. So keep the knees bent and keep taking your trunk forward. Pull on those arms. So those arms are pulling, the big toes are pressing the fingers down so that you can pull your arms up. Suck the upper arms into the sockets. So this is with bent knees, and I still lengthen forward. So you see I got my knees a little bit bent. But still the weight has to stay in the heels. Keep the knees bent as you go. Yeah. Okay, now look forward, Marcia. Yeah. In your mind, see that hamstring coming closer to the bone. Where is the bone? It's basically in the middle of the thickness of your thigh. Okay, now Bob, you're good. So bend the elbows out to the side and complete the pose. Bend, 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 and pull, pull. So you're pulling the buttock flesh on over with your back. Yeah, and elbows wide. Bring the trunk closer. Yeah, don't let the thighs go back though, Mike. Don't let the thighs go back. Come a little bit more towards your toe side. All right. Inhale and come up. Okay. Take your chair see what happened there, a little bit away from the wall. And just step your right leg so that it's right in line with the front chair legs. Your right toes are right in line to the front chair legs. Step your left leg back. Okay, remember about symmetry? So we're always going to feel more symmetrical on one side than the other. So this is your right leg is forward. Press the big toe side down, pull up this outer right hip. Okay, now the left hand is going to hold the right wrist. Now, so you see my left hand holding my right wrist. Turn the upper arms out and go back for this version of Parsvottanasana. So I'm going back with the trunk. If I look in the camera, I look like I'm just upright. And I'm trying to lift the bottom of the pubic up towards the top of the hips. Yeah, and go back. So you have to definitely press that back leg back. Lift your chin. So it looks like this. Turn those hips to face forward. Press the left thigh back. Go back with the arms. Pull those arms back and open up the sides of your trunk. Okay, now release the arms. Exhale, fold and stay as symmetrical as you can in the hips. Fold. You may have to put your chair a little bit more out in front, but place the palms down. Lengthen your trunk along your leg, but I'm just looking for Ardha. Half. So I look forward. My ears are right alongside my biceps. Nothing is heavy on this leg, on this front thigh. It has to pull up. This hamstring has to suck in. Squeeze, make the hips absolutely compact in an attempt to keep them symmetrical. Yeah. Good. Notice how you can stay longer with the hands up on a chair. Lengthen the side body symmetrically. Keep the hips compact from that, pressing down of the feet and the pulling up of the legs. Okay, and then you're here, then you inhale and come up and switch legs. So step your left leg forward, your right leg back. Right hand holds the left wrist. Roll those shoulders back. Turn the trunk right to left. Push the floor away from you with that front foot. Pull up. So first we're taking, it's called Baddha Mani Hastasana. Bound wrists. Yeah. You can straighten the arms, try to straighten the arms. Now pull those arms back and lift the sides of your trunk up. Chinny chin chin up. Nice. Yes. Okay. And now release the arms and take the trunk forward with the hands flat on the chair. So it's really about at my wrist, where my wrists meet my hands. Keep turning the right hip forward, pulling the right hip back, lengthen. If you look forward, you'll feel how that front of the body lengthens towards the head side. Try to work on the thoracic spine, moving deeper into yourself. Okay, and then inhale and come up. sit in your chair quite all the way back. I even have, you know, some of my buttocks off the chair. And I'm gonna roll the fronts of the thighs in, the backs of the thighs out. Roll the front of the thigh in, backs of the thighs out. I've hooked my heels on the outsides of my chair feet, front chair feet. Okay, so first just think about going forward. Walk your hands way forward. Look up. So now my chest is off the chair seat. So you're not coming forward by rolling in. I want more this extension as opposed to this. First, we get maximum extension. Okay, then, if you have a back chair crossbar, catch it, or just the outside edges, either way, and head down. Don't do anything with your legs. Observe your breath, body, mind as a unit. Okay, come out, walk forward. Bring your hands to your knees and sit up. Okay. Have a strap. Sit through your chair now. Some of you might need 2 straps, so grab a second strap just in case. I'll show you. The second strap, one strap is going right at your knees. Let's see. Can you see how I've done this? I'm gonna have it, yeah, I'm gonna have it on that side. So I sit through my chair. So I said forward extensions and some twists. So this is our adventure into some twists. So I'm gonna put the strap at my pelvis width, not my hip width, at my pelvis width. Okay? Now I come and I sit a little bit more towards the middle of the chair. Okay, I'm going to turn to the left so you can see what I'm doing. So I lean forward, I reach the strap or the chair bar. Strap or the chair bar. Okay, now I sit tall. This hand is pressing down and pulling my spine around. Here's your option. If you don't think there's any way you can grab the chair bar and turn, then you have the strap. You can keep the elbow bent, turn the back body, lift the front body. Make sense? Right, you guys are going to the right. So your strap is on the left side of your chair. Sit tall, sit straight, lean forward, reach your right arm behind you, grab your strap or your chair bar. The left hand comes to the top of the chair, press down and pull yourself on around. Look at your knees. The knees shouldn't change. Hit out with your strap at your knees and turn. Lift your chin, lift the sides of the trunk up. So on the inhalation, we have to get more extension, 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 up, up, up. And on the exhalation, we twist more. Working with the breath. chair bar Bhujasana. Try not to lean backwards, lean forwards. Find both of your sitting bones, stay firmly on the sitting bone. The thigh that you're turning towards, that thigh should shoot forward. Should shoot forward and provide that side hip, compactness. Press down with your feet and turn. Okay, that was just the first side. Okay, second side. Strap on the right. Sit tall, sit straight. Lean forward. Grab your strap or your chair bar. Press down with the right hand and pull your spine on around. Turn your back body more. Okay, we did both sides. How's the turning going? Yeah, you weren't able to go, when you go through the chair, you get a lot more action to turn. Just for future notice, you can take the legs through the chair. Okay. All right, come out of your chair. Remember I said I wanted you to have a long strap? So, here's my long strap. I'll go this way. It's Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Dandasana is all it is. So I'm going to put the strap on my sacrum. The strap, because I'm right-handed, the tail of the strap is going to be on my right side. And then it's going to go on my heels. On my sacrum and on my heels. And it's snug now, so just watch first. So I roll my thighs in, I press the thighs into the strap. Oh man, does that feel good. Dandasana. So everything you learned in Supta Tadasana, Supta Padangusthasana, you're pressing those thighs down, you're trying to make a hamstring go closer to the bone. So it's got to be like this. It should be fairly snug. I could probably even tighten it a little bit after this first go around. So you can turn the palms slightly out. Go ahead and lift up your trunk and then slowly straighten those legs. Press your heels down into the floor. Ooh. Okay, ready? Urdhva Hastasana, arms. Lift up, lift up. And now it's just, I'm not asking you to do much because especially people like Marcia know how safe I am with my neck. So I'm reaching up so much and I'm not doing anything with these muscles of the neck, but I'm lifting up so much that my head just goes back. Put your brain, especially Marcia, in C7. Put your mind in C7 and move C7 in. And the head just goes back nicely. Yeah? Nice. Yeah, so relax for a minute. Some of you are doing really well here. Then this was the extent of your Urdhva Hastasana. So can you take the arms back, back and up, thighs down. Push your heels forward, the inner thighs forward. Don't let the arms come forward. So remember this sucking of this outer upper arm? So, okay, so let's see, how can I teach that better? If you bring your hands out, turn the palms up.
Okay, now deliberately do it wrong. Take the upper arms out of the sockets. Now suck them back into the sockets. Okay, now keep turning them to face the ceiling and then arms up. Keep sucking the outer upper arm into the socket. You may not go as far, but at least it's the correct action. Awesome. All right, release from that. Put yourself, let's see, have a strap. A regular strap is fine. Put yourself about a foot away from the wall. Here's my wall, and I've lined up. I don't care what side you do first. I'm going to say bent knee and straight leg for Janu Shirshasana. So if you've, in order to see the camera, you have to have your right knee bent first. That's fine. So, you know, this is the best view for me here. So I take my left leg out to the side. I roll that left thigh out. I take the calf and turn the calf out as well. You can sit up on as much height as you need for Janu Shirshasana. Okay, so this is Janu Shirshasana. I don't want to say on steroids, but it's a lengthy Janu Shirshasana, many different versions. So the first version will be to turn towards the bent knee, and I'm going to reach up the straight leg arm, and then I'm going to go over. Still my hand is reaching this leg away, and I'm going to grab my big toe of my straight leg. So if that's not possible, you know, you have your strap, and you're here. So you're still, you know, mostly upright, and you turn your trunk towards the bent knee. And you see that's, okay, now that's nice. It opens up this bent knee groin nicely. It's good to feel if you've got the strap or the big toe, you're pulling this outer femur back to the socket. So here's the no strap version. And I'm turning the trunk towards that bent knee. You might get some pops in there. I'm getting some pops. Okay, so then, now you've got to go the other way. You see how much this got open? So that stays open like that. Now you turn, now you've got this wall here. So you're putting the straight leg arm on the wall to turn your trunk, to turn your navel towards the straight leg. So here I am. Stage 2. Stage 3. To grab the outer foot with the opposite hand. So my hand is still on the wall. It's helping me turn, and I grab the outer foot. Some of you have your strap. Try to reach, if you have a loop, probably better, excuse me, to have a loop. So I'm turning the navel. Left side of the navel towards, well, because I have my right leg out first, turning left to right. So I'm trying to aim my torso to be even over, symmetrical, over the right leg. Okay, that was stage 2. Stage 3, well, you know, if you have your strap, then you go on holding your strap. If you have your outer foot, you have your outer foot. This hand comes off the wall, reaches across to the inner foot. Okay, now Urdhva Mukha. Go up. Now, bend the elbows out to the side and head down. Pull your lower back, this flesh on the buttock, forward towards the lumbars. Lumbars towards the thoracic. And there you have a pretty nice Janu Shirshasana. How's it going?
Yeah, stay in the pose and figure out what needs to be done. Stay and work on the pose. Stay and work. If you have the hold, right, you can bend those elbows more out to the side, keep turning the trunk. Okay, inhale and come up. Okay, now remember the first thing we did where we turned towards the bent knee? So you're going to do that again. I probably should have said, have a bit of a blanket nearby. Bit of a blanket and line that straight leg. Because now we're going for Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. So I turn back, I've got my wall here. I'm turning towards the bent knee. Same leg. We haven't switched sides yet. Okay, now I'm going to reach up with the straight leg arm and get maximum length on that side body. This can be on the floor, on the knee, reach up. Okay, then I'm going over this leg reaching away, remember? And I'm going to grab, I'm turning the palm up, bicep up, and I'm grabbing the forefoot with all the fingers. Then I put the elbow on the blanket. Then I keep reaching this bent knee away, lengthen the side, the straight leg side, trunk, head back. Think of lengthening your sternum towards that straight leg foot. Sternum to foot. All right, if this is a lot, stay here. If it's not, you want to complete the pose, reach that top arm up, grab the outer foot. Remember, the inner foot has, the bottom arm has the inner foot, outer arm has the top foot. Otherwise, you're just here, you can stay here. What about the hamstring of the straight leg? Is your mind bringing that hamstring toward its bone? Okay, then reach that top arm up. Inhale and come up. Bring this leg back carefully into Dandasana. And just sit up straight in Dandasana. The feet can be a little bit apart. Okay. Then I'm turning around for the second side, Janu Shirshasana. Okay, so now my right leg is going to be bent out to the side. Turn towards the bent knee. I believe Mr. Iyengar uses the word obtuse in Light on Yoga. He says this knee should be at an obtuse angle. So that doesn't mean it's right in line. I know if you're a beginner, you're just trying to get it in line to the hip. But those of you who've been at this for a while, you know, challenge yourself. Try to get that knee slightly back. Turn towards the bent knee. Okay, now we're going to grab the big toe. So you lengthen up the straight leg arm. Keep this hand on this knee. And go over and try to grab the big toe. Turn your trunk. Keep reaching that bent knee away. You'll feel a nice opening in this hip. All right, and then release. And now start, I've got the wall. So I could even do a little bit of momentum, watch. Keep that hand on that bent knee and turn your trunk. Right side,
to left side if you have your left leg forward. Anybody else getting little noises along my spine? It's really just air, just creating space. Okay, so now I start to go forward. I've still got the hand on the wall to help me keep turning the pelvis, turning the navel band, turning the rib cage, and I try to grab the outside edge of my foot. Opposite hand grabs the outside edge of the foot. Turn, turn, turn. Maybe you wait there a bit. Okay, now the good thing about either a strap or the holding on to the foot is you can feel how that straight leg femur is pulling back to the hip socket. And that's going to help that hamstring connection as well. So this is sort of the Urdhva Mukha version. This is my harder side, so I'm going to stay here for a little while and put my hand from the floor, from the wall, on the floor, right near my straight leg knee, and help turn a little bit more. Bend that elbow and turn, turn, turn. Then opposite hand. Sorry, same hand. Opposite hand's already on the foot. Same hand goes to the inner foot. My hands, my palms are crossed. Then I bend the elbow. Elbows. Now, the last thing, and I forgot to mention this on the first side, the last thing is to roll that, the bent knee side of the abdomen in. Roll the bent knee side of the abdomen, has to roll towards the navel. I'll call it maybe the outer abdomen, maybe the outer hip has to roll in. And pull with your arms, all that buttock flesh, that lumbar flesh, that thoracic flesh forward. I have a good friend who's a Brit, and it's so different, the language, because she always says, pull it forwards, forwards. So she uses the plural here. But in some respects, she's what's that? She's qualifying the noun and the adverb because it's more than one thing that you're moving forward. You're moving lots of things forwards. So the abdomen rolls in. It's like the abdomen a little bit disappears inside of you a little bit, and then you get to stretch and extend the side body more. Okay, now inhale and come up, and you're coming back to turn towards the bent knee, and you have a little bit of help there for that front elbow. So you're turning for Paririta. Oh, it's almost time to be done. And then lengthen. Oh, we did this first, right? Lengthen and turn, lengthen and turn. Then reach, extend, turn the palm so the thumb is down, elbow on the support. Use that elbow on the support to lengthen that straight leg side body. And then the top arm is up and over. Bend the elbow and turn, bend the elbow and turn. So turn your back body towards the wall behind you. Turn your front body towards the camera if that's the orientation of your camera. Good. All right, and then inhale and come up. And then you have that blanket, right?
So take that blanket, I'm just gonna quickly make a roll of it. Pelvic width feet. First, I'm just gonna push that into that roll. I'm gonna lift the abdomen up and over a little bit, that roll, and push down into that roll. And then I'm gonna grab the tops of my feet for Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. And then I'm gonna come forward. Maybe I grab the heels and I pull the heels so that I feel that connection of the femur to the hip socket. Your breath might feel like it becomes a little bit of shallowness because of that roll, but roll the abdomen in or away from the roll. Make sense? So you're rolling the abdomen in, but you're still taking your trunk forward. Okay, and how about that thigh? Pressing down into the floor, spread the backs of your thighs open. Compact hips so that you can go forward with your trunk. All right, take Baddha Konasana flat, no props. Baddha Konasana flat, no props. So the lumbar spine is still lifted, the sacrum is flat. The feet are as close as they can be, but not without strain. Work intelligently here. Tuck the shoulders under. And don't do anything. Just let the legs go. See what happens. Let the groin stay soft. Spread. And with your hands, bring your legs together. Scoot away from the wall if you're close to it, and just release into for Shavasana. Take the distance between your legs that you need. Okay, it's different for everyone. You might need a little bit more space in order to give the spine, the pelvis, more space to relax. So you can take them wider as needed. Take your arms at least 20, 30 degrees away from the body. Purposely turn the thumbs, index finger a little bit more towards the floor so you can roll that upper arm under more and then let go and let go completely. So here you're trying to bring the mind, the body, and the breath together as one. Mind, body, breath. So all the instructions are gone. You know, it's just you being one with your mind, your body, and your breath. I asked you at the beginning of class to, figure out, or, become aware, were the words from Prashant, to become aware of what you want from your yoga. Know where you are, what your starting point is, and the journey, which is rather long, but totally worth it, in my opinion at least, is to educate yourself and transform yourself through your practice. Eyes are closed. Let the abdominal area descend towards the spine. And imagine there's, somewhat of a heavy weight being placed on your thighs. Let your thighs descend downwards without any abdominal hardness whatsoever. So now here in Shavasana, with, I try not to make it quite a demanding class. Try to make it not so much of an active class, but here in Shavasana, let all that activity go away. All that activity sent your mind into lots of brain waves. Now you're just quiet, and you allow whatever effects from your practice, let your body absorb them. It's the fruits of your labor. Do absolutely nothing. Be still. Allow that inner body to absorb what it needs to absorb. One by one, slowly fold in your limbs. And then slowly roll to the right side, a couple breaths there. Once the eyes open, the absorption tends to dissipate because our mind gets busy with other things. So you can let the eyes stay closed until you're mostly upright. Then slowly, when you're upright, allow the eyes to open. Become aware of your surroundings. Sit straight, sit tall. Bring your hands to your heart.
And bowing your head, saluting the soul within. Being ever so grateful for the platform that we have in order to practice and stay together as a community. Namaste.